along the ride and stuff like that. But so my introduction was really, I didn't have to fight for an introduction. I just came to be introduced, came into it, and then once you got on the Spike train, everybody kind of knew each other. So we all kind of took care of each other. And that's kind of what happened with the whole black filmmaking community, because it wasn't a big community. So you didn't have to go in there and smooth and do this. You just had to do your work, and then you were on to the next thing, and everybody's involved like that. It's different now, you know what I mean? So
unless you were blackballed from that train.
True.
Like me. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And it's easy to get blackballed too, and you know, in terms of if you're not conforming
exactly
to what's supposed to be doing, you know, what somebody thinks you should be doing, you know.
And it's hard, you know, because they really give you it's either that or this, you know what I mean? And if it's not this, you're not going to work, you know what I mean? And that's what I experienced. If not for the fact that I had other opportunities that weren't in the black world, the black movie world, I would never have worked again. But I was able to keep on working because that is for two reasons, not because of any other reasons but this. One, I'm a good person and people like me unless they get mad at me. And two, I'm a good actress. You know, I'm a good actress and I'm a good singer. So God willed it that I was able to continue working. But I never was a conformist. I mean, I never heard that term black hippie before, but that's what I am. I mean, it makes total sense.
Yeah, it's like black hippie, punk, nonconformist. Shelly Shell, you know, perfect example of nonconformist. Truth be told, I mean, Spike is a nonconformist because, you know, Spike was like, no, I'm not doing the Hollywood thing. F y'all in Hollywood. I'm doing it my way. And he, you know, would push back, and that's hippie, that's punk, whatever you want to call it. That's nonconformist. You know what I mean? In the beginning, he said, I'm not having a manager. I don't need this. I'm not doing the Hollywood. He did all that. That's a black hippie. That's punk, you know, punk rock, black hippie, nonconformist, whatever title you want to put on it, doing your own thing. Now he's come 360 degrees, and it's taken him a long time to get there as a nonconformist, but that's the universe that worked for him. You know, it worked for him because he didn't conform to Hollywood, even though they wanted him to. You know, he didn't do it. That's just how I was. It's the same thing as a hippie. It's like, no, I'm not going to do what everybody is expecting me to do. I want to do what I want to do with my life. It's a hard road to go sometimes because there's a lot of price that you have to pay for it. You know, not being accepted, not being in the loop, and you know, to the fringes with everything. But once again, for me as a child, I didn't really care. I just wanted to just be happy. I just wanted to do my thing. I didn't want to follow what everybody else is doing. You know, I didn't want to follow the trends or what is going on or the herd thing. That just was not my thing, to follow herd. And that's hippie. Like I said, it's hippie. And then as the 90s came, it became punk. You know, like punk was the new term for hippie. You know, but if you go back to we're looking at like Chuck Berry doing the duck walk across the stage. That's punk. That's hippie. Nobody was doing that. Like, what is he doing? The duck walk across the stage? That's back in the 50s. And it's the same type of mentality where I'm going to do what I want to do, what not everybody wants me to do. That's what a hippie is. And especially it's different, you know, when you're black too, because we have all these other things we have to contend with being black.
Mm-hmm. But does that keep us from the bigger money? Does that keep being a non-conformist, being a black hippie? Does that keep us from being the million, billion, you know, that ultimate money? Does it keep us from that?
It brings in the term, I hate to use this term, sellout, or, you know, selling out. You know, everybody debates that term, what it is to sell out, what it is to be pop, what it is to conform. It all depends on what your standards are, what's important to you. You know, like you see hip hop artists sometimes back in the 90s when they started doing Pepsi commercials and 7-Up commercials, and everybody was like, "Oh man, you a sellout! Oh man, you know, well, you know, they become popular and so on and so forth." So it's what you want. You know, like I said, it took Spike a long time to get to where he is. Look, he's the president of the Cannes Film Festival now. You know, he's got an Academy Award. That took a long time. You know what I mean? He should have gotten that a long time ago. But the people in Hollywood, they said, no, we're not gonna let you do it. You're gonna do it our way, or it doesn't work that way. So he probably could be a whole lot richer. I'm sure if his skin complexion was different, he'd be a whole lot richer and a whole lot more acclaimed and so on and so forth. So a lot of things come into play with that, being a hippie, being
it
different.
seems to me that the non-conformants oftentimes are the ones that start revolutions. They're
Absolutely.
the ones that change things. So yes, you might not become a millionaire from it. The next generation might, or the next
Right.
generation might, because you did something. Like I finally watched that movie about Madam C.J. Walker. Now I was very upset about how they made it about light skin, dark skin, because that wasn't even the truth. That woman wasn't light skinned. She was as brown as anybody, and she was a millionaire too. So I'm always trying to pit us against each other. I did not like that about it. But C.J. Walker changed everything. She made it possible for people to believe, first of all, Black women to recognize their own beauty and how to take care of themselves and all this. But she was a nonconformist, and she paid for that. And she got beat down because of that. Everybody, white, black, brown, whatever ethnicity, that has done something different and something new is a nonconformist.
Yeah.
And that is where change begins. And then all of a sudden, the thing Spike did, everybody was doing. So it's not that anymore. It's everybody does it that way. Everybody does their independent films and doesn't play the Hollywood game and da 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 da. You know what I mean?
Right. That's a hippie. That's punk. That's nonconformist. Perfect example. Okay. Look, Jimi Hendrix.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Jimi Hendrix did what he did as a nonconformist. Now you know who Jimi Hendrix paved the way for? Prince.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Prince made the money.
Mm-hmm.
Made the money. Jimi Hendrix, he made some money, but he paved the way. It's like you said, it's the revolutionary things to do. It's the people that have to go in there and get down and dirty and do it just for the love of. You do it for the love of, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not for the accolades, not for the money, not for all the, people praising you and stuff like that. It's for the love of, right? And that's the satisfying part.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you walk out of Hollywood with yourself intact, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your head up, yourself intact. See, Spike can walk with his head up. I hate keep going back to Spike, but he can walk with his head up because you know why? Because he did it his way. He's like, no, I didn't do it your way. You have more to it. You don't have to walk with your head down where people are saying, okay, well, you know what? I want you to do this and you do that. And you're like, okay, I'll do it. You know what I mean? And that's when you get to, just losing yourself. And you do enough of those, okay. You end up with all kinds of addictions and problems and personal problems because you know why? Because you sold your soul. Okay? You've sold your soul for doing something that you really don't want to do. You've conformed.
And on that note, we're going to come back to this. We're going to get more into the music because that's what you're doing now. One of the things you're doing. So please, 3.5 minutes. Meet us back here in 3.5 minutes, everybody. Thank you.
It's the PPC Radio Show. Hosted by Cinda Williams and co-hosted by Shelly Williams. Music by All Night Long. DJ Joe Storm on the Grown Folks Radio. WGFB-FM Radio.
So are you ready?
Yeah. How it used to be. Something for everyone. 24/7, 365.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
For the health and safety of our guests and team members, we're here for you. That means frequently deep cleaning our stores and wiping down carts and baskets after each use, reserving dedicated shopping hours for our most vulnerable guests, providing masks and gloves to our team members, and offering contactless shopping options through the Target app, like Drive Up and same-day delivery. We are here for you now more than ever, and your health and safety is our highest priority. Learn more at target.com/a-bullseye-view.
New Dunkin' Refreshers. Vibrant fruit flavors like strawberry, dragon fruit, and peach passion fruit. B vitamins and energy from green tea. All under 200 calories. Order ahead via the Dunkin' app for a contactless way to order, pay, and pick up in the drive-thru. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer.
Amazon is hiring near you. Earn a competitive wage and start as soon as 7 days. No resume or experience required. Health and safety are a top priority with all of Amazon's roles and sites. Amazon is taking precautions in their buildings to keep people healthy. Go to amazon.com/apply. That's amazon.com/apply. Amazon is an equal opportunity employer.
Hey everybody, it is Shelly Shell Williams, host of Single on a Saturday Night. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Single on a Saturday Night TV. That's at Single on a Saturday Night TV. Follow us on Instagram and we'll follow back. Hey everybody, it's Shelly Shell Williams, Philly's Oprah, executive producer of Urban Expressions, Single on a Saturday Night, but I am a business, social media, and media coach. And if you're looking to show up on social media with a purpose, I have a course for you. Have you been struggling as an entrepreneur, trying to figure out how to get people to engage, how to get people to buy, how to get people just to see you on social media? I have just a course for you. Please go to ShellyShellWilliams.com to find out more.
WGFB-FM radio.
So are you ready?
Yeah. How it used to be. Something for everyone. 24/7, 365.
Yo, what's good? This is Tracy Lee, and you already know I gets down with the get down, man. Grown Folks Radio all day.
Hi, everybody. This is Cinda Williams, and I am the co-host of the Melanated Morning Show and the host of the PPC Radio Show. And you are listening to Grown Folks Radio.
It's the PPC Radio Show. Hosted by Cinda Williams and co-hosted by Shelly Williams. Music by All Night Long. DJ Joe Storm on the Grown Folks Radio.
Welcome back. Welcome back. We've been talking about, if you're just joining us, people that are nonconformists, black hippies, black punk, black, anybody that makes a difference or chooses to live a different life or walk a different path than the herd, as Cliff brought to our attention, this whole herd thing. I am so much like you that way, man. I have never been one to be in the in crowd, and that doesn't mean I don't have friends. I have friends that I love tremendously, but if I don't go hang out places where I'm not feeling it. I tried. I'm going to be honest. In the very beginning, when I first moved to LA, I was so lonely. I didn't know anybody. I went to a few parties and they stopped inviting me because I'd always be in a corner reading a book, so.
Yeah. I went to, when I first got to LA too, I went to one of those, just started going to some of those parties, and the first question is, oh, so what do you do? That was always a lame question to me, you know what I mean? I hated that, like, oh, so what do you do? Ooh, after that, I was like, no more of these LA parties, what do you do? What does it have to do with anything?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I couldn't, I didn't like,
I do that now, though. Anywhere you go now, what do you do? What do you do?
What do you do? What do you do? So what do you do? Like, LA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's not just LA, but LA, it's like within the fabric of the place. You know what I mean? Because
it's the microcosm of chic, cool, fashion, this, that. That's the microcosm of it. That's where the heartbeat of it. That's where we get all our stuff that's implanted in our brain on the television set.
Mm-hmm.
LA.
Mm-hmm. And I just never fit in. I've never cared about fashion.
Yeah.
I didn't know nothing about hair. I just never fit into this picture that people had, this glamorous thing they had of Clark, because Clark was so beautiful. Clark's hair was stellar. Clark's clothes were the best. The makeup was slamming. I put some lips on and just make my eyebrows fuller. That's about it, I mean, much to the dismay of many of my friends, they're like, "Girl, please try. Just try a little harder."
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's just I love fashion. I love looking from afar, but I'm very comfortable being myself. You know.
You know, and Shelly Shell, you know, like I don't know how you feel about conforming and non-conforming, but you know, obviously you're a trailblazer too. So you know, you're a hippie, you punk, you know, you're a non-conformist because you're doing things that not everybody else is doing. You understand? And what like the things that you're doing, like people might be doing in 10 years, right? The things that you're doing right now, you know what I mean? Same thing. That's punk, that's hippie, that's non-conforming, that's doing your own thing. You're like, oh, I was doing that 10 years ago. Like with me, I can say the same thing. I was doing that X amount of time ago. You're a non-conformist, you're a hippie too, you're a punker too.
But that's what I was saying. Why does it seem like we don't get the millions of dollars? I mean, it feels like
you're ahead of the curve, baby. People that are ahead of the curve, all you get is just the stamp on the wall. You know what I mean? The C.J. Walkers. You know, you get the props in the end. You get the Lifetime Achievement Award. You get, you know, I hate this. I don't want to sound morbid about this, but you know, it's like musicians. You don't get your props until you're dead. I don't want to be morbid. You know, that's the way it is. Like Biggie. You know, Biggie. He was getting ready to be big, but he didn't get his props till he's dead. Jimi Hendrix didn't get his props till he's dead. So I'm not trying to wish death on you. Don't get me wrong, okay? No death. I'm not wishing death on you, but that's really what happens. The trailblazers, you get yours in time. Your grandkids will be talking about you.
Yeah, I get it. I get what you're saying. It makes sense. But we're gonna get that millions now.
That's all right. Keep going. Keep going. Right? That's trailblazing, baby. That's trailblazing. I'm not saying you got to be poor to be a trailblazer now. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it doesn't come to you. But I'm just saying there's a lot of doors that you got to bust down first that are doors that aren't just open to it.
Right.
It's there. It's there.
Absolutely.
And, you know, if you're not attached to stuff, if you're not attached to, if the joy for you is the experience and the doing, if that's the joy for you, you won't miss the millions. You know what I mean? Me, myself, there are a couple things in this life, material things that I would like to have that I've not had before. But if I passed away today, I would be, okay, I'm cool. I'm cool.
Yeah. And on that note, too, if anybody's got a car they want to give Cinda, you can pass a material car because she needs a car. Right? Let me just, she needs a car. We talk about material things, right?
That's already going to be done. I'm telling you, that's one conversation.
There you go.
We talking about, but you know, I'm so like we were talking earlier before offline. Right now, my identity for the last 19 years has been my daughter, you know, almost 20, more than that. Actually, I'm more like 21 because when I was holding her in my belly, I was all mother then too. But now she's a woman, she's doing her thing. And so my identity is shifting again to what, you know, and I don't mind being alone in that, you know what I mean? And being a trailblazer in that and whatever that means. I don't even know where we go. And I think it's finding a way to be comfortable in the silence and the stillness, you know, before, so you can, you know, actually know the direction to go and to have faith enough to know that you're going to be okay, you know, with or without. Yeah, I don't know.
It's creation time. Ooh, it's time to create. That's what I feel like. When you get that, that's what COVID did. When you think about it, it was creation time. What am I going to do that I didn't do before that I can create? So it's your time to create. It's your time to build. That's the way I feel like this. I created some things that will be forever. Like I'm creating forever stuff, like creation. So I feel like your time right now, oh man, you got to create.
That's true.
See it. Come on. I can't wait.
That's true.
I want a part in your movie. Whatever movie it is, I want a part.
Yeah.
So Cliff, tell us about your musical journey right now. Tell us of how it started and where you're going, what you're doing.
Okay, well, Cinda, I've always been a music lover. As you can see behind me, I've got vinyl. Vinyl is my thing. I've been collecting. Well, collecting, I don't want to say like collecting. Collecting sounds so, I love music. That's just my thing. I love music. So I buy vinyl. I'm a music addict. So I've had addictions. I've had many types of addictions, not so good addictions, but music is a good addiction for me. So one of the things that I have learned from being in the house with COVID and stuff like that is that music has really helped me therapeutically. It's taken me to a place that's just kind of helped me being in this house and locked away and so on and so forth. And I'm sure that a lot of people have seen like videos where you go to a nursing home and you put an older person with dementia, some music on, and all of a sudden they light up and they become this vibrant person and they have these memories, and using music as therapy. And so that's one of the things that I'm really kind of diving into here, being at home with COVID all around out in the streets, is like really trying to share some music and open up memories for people, because we really exist on our memories sometimes. We all have good memories and we have bad memories, but I just find for me, musically, my music brings up good memories. So I'm trying to share that with people just to unlock some things, because it's like, oh man, you know what I mean? We need some good feelings right here and now, especially being in the house and stuff like that. That's what I'm trying to do.
Mm-hmm. I know that I watch a lot of documentaries and things like that about these kind of things. And recently I was watching a documentary about sound waves and how sound waves move very similarly to the way, invisible energy happens and all of this kind of stuff. And there is healing in it. That's why chanting, you can be healed from chanting. You can be healed. And you can literally, I can feel like if I'm going through something in a song, like I had this song the other day, not the other day, that's not true. 2 weeks, I had this song in my head, literally running through my dreams, through my waking state. It was constant. And when something like that happens, I say, okay, this is a song that I need to really pay attention to, because it's a message in this for me, and I just not been paying attention. So I got the lyrics, and I sat and I absorbed the meaning of the song, and then it just answered all these questions, that things I had been praying about, things I had been thinking about, bothering me. And all the answers were right in this song. And for 2 weeks, they've been trying to give me this. And it took me 2 weeks to even recognize that it was there. I kept hearing myself sing the song. I was like, oh, wow, I'm singing this song again? And and then when I really looked at the lyrics, I was like, oh, I get it. I get it. So for me, it was healing, and it gave me some hope in it, and it released some stress that I was carrying that I didn't know. And I think music can be that. So I know people, though, that can't stand sound. They just want it quiet all the time. They just want it quiet. And I understand that, too, because there are times that I need that. But for me, music is the soundtrack of my life. I mean, almost every big moment of my life, I can put a song to. So I love that you're doing that.
And the interesting thing about it, too, is like, it's like, I can't even remember sometimes what I did last week, but I can pull out some music and put it on the turntable, and I remember the lyrics. I remember the feeling that I had. I might not specifically go back to that particular moment where I listened to that song, but all my music is associated with something good in my life. I think I have maybe one record that'll make me cry. The rest of it has just kind of helped me through things and helped me through it. And I think a lot of us take that for granted. We're not really aware of it because there's so much noise that we hear on a daily basis. But that's the power of music. It's like, it's like, oh, that's my song. Oh, it's healing. It's healing. And that's really what I'm trying to do. I have a Facebook group. It's called Rare Gems and Cuts. And on there, I try to post up records. I try to post up things that are pertaining to music that make you remember certain things. And some people react to it. They're like, oh man, I remember that. And when you jump like that, that's some healing joy that you're getting in your life. That's kind of where I am right now, just pushing forward and just trying to share that with people.
Well, I was fortunate to do a podcast with you, your podcast that you're working on right now. And I really loved how you formatted it. He interviewed me before we did the podcast to find out music that meant something to me, the artists that meant something for me. And so, of course, because he's got this phenomenal library, he had everybody up there. And honestly, some of the people that I love, not a lot of Black folks know about. But you had every artist that I mentioned, you could pull out an album. And I love the fact that you're so eclectic in your taste, as am I. Not that some people just get caught up in, I'm a hip hop person, hip hop, rap, that's it. I'm a classical person, classical, that's it. But I, like you, like it all. I mean, even, yeah, DJ Kid Disco is definitely eclectic.
Absolutely.
And I just find the value in all of it. Now there's some crap out there. I'm not gonna lie. There's some stuff that for me don't do it. But the majority the majority of music there you can find something in most of it. Oh my gosh, though, but why do some people send me some terrible music, man? I don't even know how to handle it sometimes. It's like they send me this stuff and I'm like, don't ask me an opinion, please.
And Cinda also, when I pulled out some of the music that you particularly like, that made you feel good, right? I mean, I pulled out like Gino Vanelli, you know what I mean? Like Laura Nero. And that was healing. You know what I mean? That was like a healing moment because it took you back to when you were experiencing that music. It healed, and that's what music does to us. It heals. It's therapeutic. And like I said, we take it for granted sometimes. We get busy in our lives. We just turn on the radio. We just listen to the same old stuff. But think back to when you were like, 17, 18 years old, and a certain song will come on, and you might be in the room, and you might turn the lights down, and you might just listen to it. That's therapeutic to be able to go back to that, and that's what I share with people on my group, our Facebook group called Rare Gems and Cuts. That's kind of my mission right now. I'm trying to recreate myself, like you say, Shelly Shell, because now the paradigm has shifted. We're going away from conventional stuff to like thinking out the box.
So the same vinyl you have behind, do you have it on digital as well? Were you able to get all the digital so that you can have it forever just in case?
Well, no, what happened with me is I started out collecting in 1967. So I have vinyl, and then I've gone through the whole changes that the record industry has gone through, where the record industry in the 90s was saying, okay, we're not printing albums anymore. We're going to make you buy cassette tapes. So I bought cassette tapes, and then they were like, well, we're not going to do cassette tapes now. We're going to do CDs. So then in the 90s, it was about buying hip hop for the CDs. And then all of a sudden, I was like, okay, let me keep going with the vinyl. You go to a used vinyl store to buy vinyl. So it continued on with that. Then they stopped. Now we're back to a younger generation out buying vinyl again. So my vinyl collection has never stopped. You can always find vinyl. You go to Salvation Army, you go here, you go there, or you can go to eBay. Kids now, they're, like my records, these records, I mean, I have some nice records here, but I wasn't paying like $24. That's the average cost of an album nowadays, $24, $30 that you're spending on new vinyl, but so mine is just from being all over the world and traveling and stuff like that, going to record stores and just pulling stuff out of bin, not a whole lot of money spent.
So how's your categorizing? If you can pull out, because I didn't even know the artists that you send it like, but how did you know to go right to it? Is it alphabetized? Is it what kind of stuff?
See, each section, I have each section like categorized like Latin, African, Brazilian, funk, R&B, punk, rave.
We call them crates, y'all.
Yeah, I go from Biggie to Beethoven. You understand? So within each section, I can just go to a section and you can just say, Cliff, can you go find James Brown? And everything is alphabetized too. So I can just go to the J. I start with the first name first, the J's, and pull out James Brown. Or I can go to another section and just go. So that's probably because I had too much time on my hands too. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Yeah.
That's a kind of organized.
No.
Yeah.
Actually, Cliff, that's what the average DJ does. It's called breaking it down into crates.
Yeah,
and then
I'm
you have
not,
sub-crates of
I'm
the
not,
crates.
I want to use this word. I'm not anal about it, but I'm the kind of person, I just like to know where stuff is. That's just how I am. I don't like to be looking for stuff. You could call me up and say, Cliff, can you find me a paper clip? I'm gonna tell you, yeah, it's upstairs in the drawer to the right. I like knowing where stuff is. I don't like fumbling around looking for a pair of clothes. Where those socks?
Yeah.
I want to know where stuff is. That's just how it is.
That's me. When's your birthday, Cliff? When's your birthday?
July 23rd. I'm a Leo.
Ah, golly, I should have known it.
Yeah, Cancer Leo. So yeah, Shelly Shell. So everything is here. It's in categories, but then it's alphabetized too. And like I said, my tastes go from Biggie to Beethoven. And I'm not joking with you. If you said something, it will probably be here in my collection. I guarantee you, it probably would be. I'm not saying like I got like, oh my God, this huge collection, but I like all types of music. I just like all types of music. And I say all types too. Seriously.
Hey, Shelly, Lisa said, and I didn't know this, that Warren Buffett made 99% of his wealth after the age of 52.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know that, Lisa. Thank you.
I didn't know it either. So it's still hope. I mean, you know what? I feel you. It's not about money, but I just want, if we make, I know what everyone else will have. We're the kind of people that if you make it, I know this person will have. The other nonconformists will have it. So we'll be able to pass it down and give it back and say, hey, I feel your dream. I see your dream. Like I would love to give money to artists who are so dope and amazing. You ever meet a singer or a rapper that's so amazing and you wish you could give them the money to do whatever they needed to do it. I just want to be like, here. And then they become, their music goes all around the world. So I feel like if we had it, we could give it. If we had it, we could do so much for so many people. That's what I would love.
Yeah. And that's a great way to be too. You know, see, one of the things that I learned in LA hanging out with rich folks, there's a lot of people that spend so much time wanting the money. Oh, I gotta have the money. And you put a lot of time and you get this cash. And then what happens with rich folks is they spend the rest of the time trying to save that money. Okay. So then it becomes how not to spend that money. You know what I'm saying? So it's a weird thing that happens. It's like they got all this money, but people start giving them stuff. And then then it's like, okay, I want to save this money instead of just giving it away. So it's good to have that kind of heart. You want to keep that heart because that's what it's all about.
Yeah, I know so many people that are wealthy that don't have a generous bone in their body. Ooh. And they did not start that way. They were out there, you know, doing their work, trying to get things. They were free with their money, and then they got it, and they got this lack mentality. I gotta hold it. I gotta hover, you know. And I mean, there is something to investing and saving a certain amount, but to hoard it is a different thing, you know.
Yeah, being cheap, but being cheap is being cheap. Cheap is cheap. Okay, you can be rich and cheap. You can be rich and cheap. You understand? But that's like Shelly. That's the lesson that you want to be able to do. Listen. Bezos, with all that money that he's got, Lord, I mean, if I don't hear him giving it away every day to this person, how much money do you need? How much money do you need to survive? Jeff Bezos, he can run the world. He could be giving everything. How much money do you really, really need? That's the question. I don't know.
I don't know how much money they need, but it would be nice if they could give some of it away. I mean, you invest it so it can grow, or even if you did something like give the money in an investment to people. You know what I mean? Like if you give it in I don't know, this Bitcoin thing, if you give it in a Bitcoin or you give it in some type of investment thing and you're saying, here's an investment, it'll grow. I'm gonna give it to you and let it grow. And that way you're not giving it away, you're giving away something that could grow for somebody.
Absolutely.
That would be nice if people could do that. Because I know we all know some rich people, but
it's all about being generous from yourself. I mean, there are people that may not be super wealthy, but they're wealthy when it comes to their experience, or they're wealthy when it comes to their knowledge, and they don't want to share that either. So there's just a lot of people that I just think our country generally has a lack mentality when it comes to money. The rich people don't want to share it. The poor people don't know how to keep it when they have it, and it's something that we're having to work through,
Yeah,
something that we're
yeah,
having to
definitely,
grow from. But I feel you,
definitely,
Shelley. I feel you. If
definitely.
I had it, man, if I had it like that, it excites me all that I would do. I already know, I already have it written down what I would do.
Look,
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, make your money, because I know where we're going to be. I already know one of the plans that we're going to be. And I know you, if you had the money, you would pay for all of us to go. And
Exactly.
I'm excited for that.
Mhm. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think this is a good time to take our break. We got that 3.5 minute break before we bring in our guest professional, Malik. Who's gonna come on.
Malik
Oh.
Truth, he's in buildings. We're waiting for him to come in the building.
Okay. All right. I'll let him know. All right. See you after
It's
break.
the PPC Radio Show, hosted by Cinda Williams and co-hosted by Shelly Williams. Music by All Night Long. DJ Joe Storm on the Grown Folks Radio. WGFB-FM Radio.
So are you ready? Yeah.
How it used to be. Something for everyone. 24/7, 365.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
For the health and safety of our guests and team members, we're here for you. That means frequently deep cleaning our stores and wiping down carts and baskets after each use, reserving dedicated shopping hours for our most vulnerable guests, providing masks and gloves to our team members, and offering contactless shopping options through the Target app, like Drive Up and same-day delivery. We are here for you now more than ever, and your health and safety is our highest priority. Learn more at target.com/a bullseye view.
New Dunkin' Refreshers. Vibrant fruit flavors like strawberry, dragon fruit, and peach passion fruit. B vitamins and energy from green tea. All under 200 calories. Order ahead via the Dunkin' app for a contactless way to order, pay, and pick up in the drive-thru. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer.
Amazon is hiring near you. Earn a competitive wage and start as soon as 7 days. No resume or experience required. Health and safety are a top priority with all of Amazon's roles and sites. Amazon is taking precautions in their buildings to keep people healthy. Go to amazon.com/apply. That's amazon.com/apply. Amazon is an equal opportunity employer.
Hey everybody, it is Shelly Shell Williams, host of Single on a Saturday Night. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Single on a Saturday Night TV. That's at Single on a Saturday Night TV. Follow us on Instagram and we'll follow back. Hey everybody, it's Shelly Shell Williams, Philly's Oprah, executive producer of Urban Expressions, Single on a Saturday Night, but I am a business, social media, and media coach. And if you're looking to show up on social media with a purpose, I have a course for you. Have you been struggling as an entrepreneur, trying to figure out how to get people to engage, how to get people to buy, how to get people just to see you on social media? I have just a course for you. Please go to ShellyShellWilliams.com to find out more. WGFB-FM Radio.
So are you ready? Yeah.
How it used to be. Something for everyone. 24/7, 365.
Yo, what's good? This is Tracy Lee, and you already know I gets down with the get down, man. Grown Folks Radio all day.
Hi, everybody. This is Cinda Williams, and I am the co-host of the Melanated Morning Show and the host of the PPC Radio Show. And you are listening to Grown Folks Radio.
It's the PPC Radio Show. Hosted by Cinda Williams and co-hosted by Shelly Williams. Music by All Night Long. DJ Joe Storm on the Grown Folks Radio.
All right, welcome back to the PPC Radio Show with Shelly Shell, Cliff Booker, who has been blessing us with his knowledge. And now we have Malik Truth. And Malik, have you been able to listen to anything? Do you know what we're talking about?
No, I was tied up at work. I apologize.
No, that's cool. So
I just snuck out.
I know you said that you had.
Break.
I know you said you had some personal experience with being a black hippie, and so basically, what we've been talking about not conforming, doing things differently to make a change for your life and for the world, and then we also been talking about music, eclectic music, and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts, man?
What are my thoughts on? I would definitely put my thoughts in on not conforming and being different. I mean, think about it. Everything that is innovative in this world was based off somebody not following the status quo.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you know, you got to figure. You know, Spike Lee. You know, when he was doing his thing, he was doing everything unconventional. everything that a producer, writer, director was not supposed to do, he was doing it, you know. So and what he was doing was setting a trend, you know, of not conforming to the status quo, and that's what I can appreciate about that. I mean, look at other artists. Erykah Badu, you know, she refused. She was like, I don't need to show this and show that. All I have to do is give my personality and my talent, and the world will love me. And that's what she said, and that's what she did. And guess what? We love the hell out of Erykah Badu.
Indeed.
We talk a lot about Spike Lee. What about Byron Allen?
Byron Allen. Oh yes, Byron. Let's talk about him. Moving in silence. Let's talk about moving in silence. Yes, because Byron Allen was this cat that you've seen in bits and pieces all over the place, but no one knew that all that money that he was amassing, that he was buying things, buying up communication, putting his money into telecommunication because he knew that was the future. Not only that, was also putting his money into technology because he also knew that was going to be the future. Bright, so bright. Let's look at Bill Gates. You know, who bought a program for $50,000 and turned it into billions, and worked out of his garage. Same thing with Bezos. Amazon guy, worked out of his garage and turned it into multi-billion dollars. You know, what is it that's so special about these folks? Well, not really anything, except for they decided to follow their heart's desires, their vision, and go against the status quo.
Absolutely.
And that's what I can appreciate.
So how have you done that, Malik?
How have I done that? Well, I could tell you with my book, The Design, Dating, Purpose, you get a lot of books, dating books, relationship books that always teach you 5 ways on how to keep a man, 5 ways on how to get a woman to drop her drawers. Okay. 10 ways on how to not get your man to break up with you. All of these are games. You're not getting to the root of any one person, nor are you getting to the root of yourself. So what my book does so differently than every other book is it teaches you to attack your own pain and trauma, reconnect with it, heal yourself, find your greatness, find your power, and get back into the field more apt and ready for the dating process. Not playing games, but getting to the root and the source. And these are the things that people are afraid to do. We are afraid to face ourselves. And when we face ourselves, there are so many things that are hurtful about our past that we try to bury. So my book helps you to grab your shovel, dig that shit up, face it, deal with it, and heal it, and move forward. So that's what I've done against the status quo. I decided not to do what everybody was doing with regards to dating and relationship books. I did something different, and it's hitting. It's hitting its mark tremendously.
I think also what you did with your book that was different, because I'm not gonna say I've read a lot of relationship books. I've lived a lot of relationships.
You've lived your story.
I've lived a lot of relationships, but I did read yours, and what I really appreciated was your honesty. You know, you covered a lot of territory in your book, and you came from a biblical point of view, but you also came from a very real point of view. And I know that you had some issues with some religious people tripping on some of your language, your colorful language.
Yeah,
but I appreciated the fact that you could bring all of you to this book, your story, your own experiences, how you felt about it in real terms. You weren't trying to like pretend. And to me, that's against status quo. That's different. You were very open and honest with who you are, your experiences, and your beliefs about how you can help yourself. And that is definitely going, because most people don't want to air their dirty laundry. They don't want to talk about their, you know, and I understand that. I respect that. But at the same time, I also know that in order to heal, sometimes you gotta share. You know,
come on, Cinda. That's
you know
right.
what I mean? Even if it's with one person, you got to talk about it to somebody, and then you can let all that stuff that's pent up in you go. And
go. Yes. And I believe what comes out of the heart, y'all, reaches the heart. And if you're kind of, I hate to say his name, but let's look at Derek Jackson. You know, the relationship guru, whose behaviors went totally against everything that he once condemned and preaches against. And when he had the perfect opportunity to utilize accountability, he decided to use it as another stage and platform to have another motivational speaking moment. It's like, dude, this is about accountability. This is not about skating around so many other men that are out there behaving like you have just done. You have now giving them strength to continue to lie.
Yeah.
Strength to continue to not hold themselves accountable for what you've done. And my God, this poor wife, you know? So what I believe is that if we're honest, if we are truly honest, people can become healed.
That's the
people
truth.
Can be healed with our honesty.
You definitely are honest. That's the one thing about Malik Truth. He tells the truth. I remember calling Malik on some dating advice, and you know,
I'm
not going to tell the whole story. I'm not going to tell the whole story. I promise.
I know you ain't.
Because it's my life, so I'm not going to tell you the whole story. But you know how when you ask somebody their opinion, they always give you the nice things about yourself. Malik 100% told me my fault. No, you was wrong. No, you need to apologize. No, it was on, you know, he didn't, you know how most people give you that sugar-coated thing, like, oh, you're okay. You didn't do it. No, he said, no, you were wrong. You need to apologize. So people, you know, it hit, of course, it hit in the little heart area, but he was right. I can't even deny what you said to me because it was so right. I haven't apologized yet, but
that's all right.
I haven't done it, but it's in my heart too. But
I was gonna say it's in your heart.
It's in my heart. I mean,
it's in your heart. God know your heart. God know your heart.
He know my heart. Maybe the person won't. But you give some great, real advice.
Thank you, Shell. Thank you. I enjoyed talking with you that day. It was fantastic. I love being able to help people to see the modality and utilize the modality of accountability. It is so easy to defer blame. We've been doing it all our lives since we were children. No, I ain't do it. I put my hand in the cookie jar. That was Alice. She did it, and you got crumbs all over your face. You know, so we've been doing that all our lives. So it's a trend and a modality that we've been using forever, and it's something that is not really easy to get out of. And when someone brings you the honesty, at least you can do is let it marinate and say, you know what, yeah, you know, because only a narcissist blames everybody else and seeks all types of negative attention without working on change and forgiveness. And we're not narcissists.
Well, that, to me, the thing that is why the herd mentality is so rampant. Because if you're in a group of people behaving a certain way, then it's easy to hide. You know what I'm saying?
Ma'am.
But if you do decide to stand out, if you make a mistake, it's on you. It is nobody else that's going to be able. So it takes courage to make your own path and to try things in another way. It takes courage that a lot of people don't have, because you almost put a target on yourself because you're not standing with the crew. You're not standing with the herd. And but there's no change unless people do that. Unless people say, if we kept doing things the same way, women would still be getting stoned for somebody else doing something, and you know, there are just all kind of crazy people still be crucified on the city block if we did not evolve and we did not change.
That's right.
So we have to change.
If Martin did not pick up the chalice or the torch that was attempted to be exterminated when they killed Medgar Evers, we wouldn't have the change that we're having. You know, if Malcolm wouldn't have had the courage to do what he had done, you know, we wouldn't have the change. And that's social political change. You know, if Muhammad Ali didn't have the courage to stand up and stand against what was going wrong and using his platform for something that was totally unconventional and unaccepted, there wouldn't be change on that level. You know, so in every level, you know, there is change. And that change, again, comes through this topic of, you know, going against the status quo, you know. And what have you experienced, Cliff?
That, you know, I was talking earlier about being a nonconformist, and all the people that you have mentioned are nonconformists, are you know, for lack of a better word, hippies, punks, nonconformists, not following the herd. You understand? And we kind of chatted a little bit earlier how sometimes those people are really, you don't really see, sometimes they're seen, but they're not really seen. You understand? Because they're paving the way, and it's a hard road to go sometimes being the nonconformist. So your payback is the payback that you're going to get from that. It's within your heart, within your soul. You see, you might not get monetary payback from it, and so on and so forth. But those are the people that change the world, like the Bill Gates that you're talking about, the Ali, the people that's like, okay, I don't want to do it this way. I don't want to follow what everybody's doing. Listen, that's where it comes from for me. That's where the hippie is for me. It's just not following the crowd. See, if 100 people are going that way, there's something wrong as far as I'm concerned. I'm gonna go the other way. I want to be on the other side. If there's a stop sign there, I'm the kind of person I want to step behind the stop sign. I want to see why the stop sign is there.
Come on now,
that's non-conforming.
That's being innovative.
Pushing a little further. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So that's where it stands for me.
That's true.
But I think of people like Bayard Rustin. You know, many people have never heard of Bayard Rustin, but Bayard Rustin was one of the men behind Martin Luther King. He was the one who met Gandhi. He was the one that brought nonviolence to Martin. Martin didn't know nothing about that, didn't care nothing about that.
Oh, okay.
Bayard Rustin studied and found out and went and talked with Gandhi to learn about how they were able to pull the British out of India. It was because of nonviolence resistance. So Bayard Rustin was sitting in the front of the bus and getting arrested 10, 15 years before Rosa Parks got known. All these
Right.
people, and Rosa Parks' story is so much bigger than so many people know. The things that she went through, to getting run out of town. There's all. So yes, there are the people that we see that they finally were able to make the shift to change, but there was 15 Cliffs. You know what I'm saying? Right. There were hundreds of Shelleys that weren't the picture that the millions knew. They weren't known, but they were doing all this building. They were helping people, changing people, changing minds, so that when Martin was ready to be the front man and take that message to the world, it happened. So
there's another name that I want to there's another name that I want to throw in there too, which is kind of like the opposite polarity with Malcolm X. There's a gentleman named John Henrik Clarke that you don't really hear about. John Henrik Clarke was an amazing philosopher, philanthropist, very educated brother. And Malcolm would go sit and talk with John Henrik Clarke and learn history about Europe and Africa. That's where he got his knowledge from. That's the same type of person that you're speaking of. You see, everybody sees Malcolm, but you don't hear about John Henrik Clarke. Right. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
John Henrik Clarke is the trailblazer. He's the hippie. He's the person that's giving Malcolm his due. You understand? So it works. It works. It does work.
Did you ever feel lonely on that non-performance road? Have you ever had you Cliff? Have you, as you're on your road, has it ever felt lonely on that road?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. You know what I mean? I mean that's why, you know. Listen, I've had to feel that loneliness, and I've done it in all types of things, relationships, you know, drugs, alcohol, you know, money. So I've had all those things to try to fill that void up. You know what I mean? I'm still there. I mean, I'm addicted to record buying. You understand? I buy records like I buy crack. You know what I'm saying? But
I know that's right.
So I mean but it's healthy. You know, I'm not killing myself.
That's a healthy addiction.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm not killing myself, but it is lonely when you walk that road. But you have to have the strength. You just don't. You can't worry about what other people do. Once you get to that point, then you're in touch with your heart. Then it doesn't matter who's with you, who's down with you, who's not. The universe is going to bring that to you. The universe is going to bring like-minded thinking people to you. It's just how it works. When you walk down that road, you got to walk down that road by yourself. And I'm good with myself. It's like you said, Cinda, you know, sometimes you just need to quiet. You just need to think it to yourself. You understand? Because we are all we have. We are all we have. Shelly Shell, you're Shelly Shell. You're not Shelly Shell based upon your friends or your this or that. We're all, it's all we have is ourselves.
That's right.
And
I like that.
What's your soundtrack right now, Cinda? What are you thinking about? You know how you always, we think about music, don't you? You always think about music. Is there a song in your heart right now?
You know what? There is. And it's so funny that you say it because it's a new one. I mean, it's not new. It's not a new song, but it's the song that's been rolling through my head since that one. And it's the Happy song. So, you know, Happy Pharrell Williams, Happy.
Oh.
I don't know why, but that's the song that's been rolling through my head right now. Maybe it's because it's springtime, the sun is shining and stuff like that. But yeah, that has happened. But, you know, I know for myself personally, I've had people that have said to me, you opened the door for people, you did this, you did that, and blah, blah, blah. And Halle shouldn't have got this, and so shouldn't have done that, and comparing and all of that kind of stuff. Right. And my thing to them was, and it always has been, you know, I celebrate her. I celebrate all the women, men, whoever are doing their thing, because what is mine is mine, and what is yours is
come
theirs.
on now, Cindy.
Yeah, that's right.
And you know what? If I never get a NAACP award, if I never get recognized by anybody, it doesn't matter, because I'm doing the job that I'm supposed to do, and
that's right.
That's just as long as my daughter has an opportunity to get recognized because of the things that I've done and the work that I've done, and I am very comfortable with that. I do not have to be seen with a fancy dress walking across the stage picking up a piece of gold. I don't need that. I'm very, and I think you know, and I think you have to get to that point of comfort with your own path, because Go for play. Wrong song.
Oh, wait a minute, that's where it came from. Look,
I know that was the sample.
Yeah.
I know.
That's the sample. Yeah.
But I ain't hearing those words. I'm hearing.
You're not hearing that.
Are y'all ready? Come on. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, come on now. You know what song I leave my life with is Eddie Kendrick's song "Keep on Trucking."
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Cliff.
Yep.
Gotta keep on trucking.
Yeah, keep on trucking.
And we gotta keep on trucking because if we look back on the things that people say negatively about us, we will become that pillar of salt. You know, that Lot's wife turned into. And that pillar of salt simply represents stagnation. Standing in that one place due to what other people think about us and due to how we embrace our past in a negative way. And we can't do that. We got to keep moving forward, no matter how different we are. I knew I was different when I was growing up. Come on, Shell. Keep on trucking, baby. Yeah. Gotta keep on trucking. Yeah. And we gotta keep on trucking because if we don't, what's that? Somebody help me with the artist that made this. If we didn't define ourselves for ourselves, we'd be crunched into other people's fantasies for us and eaten alive.
Woo! Ouch! Ouch!
I have no idea who that was, but
I don't either. But I like that.
That was great, right? That was great.
Yeah. Ouch! Crunch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So.
Drop the bomb.
So, Cliff, do you have a soundtrack?
You know, I my soundtrack changes every day. It varies from mood to mood with me. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's just how I roll. I wake up in the morning time and I just grab something, and whatever my mood is, that's where it takes me. That's my roll call. That's my soundtrack. Nothing really stays in my head too long. You know, like you said, like that song that stays in your ear, they call it an earworm. You know, the song you just keep hearing over and over again. Sometimes I wake up to music where it's just kind of like, okay, I want to hear that. So my soundtrack is changing every day. That's probably what keeps me fresh too. You understand? I'm not getting stagnated. I like
that. I know that record collection in the back. You look real good, man. That record collection is nice.
So, Shelly, what about you? What's your song? That's
funny that he said that because I thought that was weird that my song changes every day. Like some days I'll wake up with a song and most of it's gospel for me. Most of it's the songs I wake up with and God giving me a message through a song. But in my head right now is a song called Destiny. His guy's name is Kevin LeVar because I believe I'm living in my destiny. So, but every day it changes. Just like Cliff says, like a different song will come to me. But you know, when I'm talking, a lot of times a song will come out of my mouth. I try to contain it. But if you say something, I'm gonna sing a song. If you say this, I'm gonna sing a song, and I contain it a lot because I think sometimes people think I'm a little crazy, but I think there's a song for everything.
Yeah, I noticed that. I love it.
You know, there was a period of time when I was spending a lot of time in family court. I was doing self-representative of myself, and when I would go to family court, I listened to a lot of hip hop just to get me pumped up because I have to stand in front of the judge. I got to speak my mind, you know. So I had soundtracks for that. But since I've been in the house, like I said, every day it's a different soundtrack. You know, when I go out in the world, it changes, whatever the situation may be. Yeah.
Yeah, that what I was talking about earlier with that one song, that was because I was supposed to get a message. You know what I'm saying? That's the only time something runs through my head. It just runs until I recognize that I need to listen and pay attention. When I went through
that's what I'm talking about. MOP, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
When I went through this hard time 6-7 years ago, where I I was going through something. But what was really great about that experience was it opened me up to a level of spirituality that I had never known. And so I could see messages and things and hear messages and things that I'd never noticed before. And so I was so consciously aware of it. So I found, and you know, somebody might think I'm talking sci-fi, but I found that you are constantly being given messages. You are constantly being told things. So if a song for some reason is highlighted, you know, is standing out in your ears, pay attention. It means you're being told something. If some words, you're walking by and you see some words and they just pop out at you, it means something. Take it, absorb it, listen to it, because it means something. I mean, literally, I was so attached or so absorbed in spirit that I could read full conversations from driving down the street and noticing words on billboards that would pop out. Like one time, my friend James, if you're listening, he'll remember this maybe. I came to New York and I don't remember what I was going through, but I was going through something hard, right? I don't remember what it was. And we were walking down the street. I was there to perform, but I had some time. So I was looking for some clothes or whatever. And I was like, oh my gosh, James, what? You won't believe what just happened to me. He's like, what? I said, I just got spoken to. He's like, what? I was like, well, as we were walking down the street, all these words started popping out at me as in these signs that I was seeing. And it said, you are a queen. Never forget it. You are loved. You are a queen. Those words all pop, not all from different signs. But in a row. It was like, you know, like it was yellow. It was yellow. And so I noticed these words and they came into a sentence. We are constantly, our spirit, God's spirit is constantly talking to us and telling us things. And if we just are quiet enough to pay attention, a lot of the questions that you have are constantly being answered, and oftentimes through music.
Actually, you just wrote a song just now while you was singing, while you was talking. That is such a song. You are a queen and don't you ever forget it. Can't you see that in the song? You are a queen and don't ever forget it. Boo. Come on, write that song, Cindy.
I will.
See you moving, baby, yeah. Yeah, you're looking good.
Come on, go back.
Everything's gonna be alright. Yeah.
Yes, that's what music can do. It just gives you so much joy from the inside. You be like, yes.
Agree.
I was the one that was in the party. I'm not a drinker or anything, but I was the one in the party. I was the one on the dance floor all night long. When I was 17 years old, I was sneaking in clubs just to dance. Just to dance.
Look at you.
I'll be on the stage like, yes, let's go, y'all. I'm like, oh, y'all, they don't have to know I'm not 21 yet.
You too, huh? You too.
It's surprising.
I think y'all had them times.
Listen, I love music. I love to dance. I thought I was going to be a dancer, so music is part of that.
Okay, Soul Train dancer.
No, I wanted to be a backup dancer to do like a hip hop, like a hip hop dancer. They don't do that anymore, but I wanted to be like behind.
I know they sure don't.
Yeah, right. I wanted to be that one behind Salt and Pepper or whoever else came out. I wanted to be that background dancer.
Sophia said her soundtrack changes regularly, but they usually have to do with the feelings that she has going on. She's another one. Man, she would love hanging out with you, Cliff, because Sophia, her taste in music is phenomenal. I mean, sometimes she introduces me to songs and I'm like, how'd I never hear that song?
And one of the things that I'm blessed with, because like I said, behind me, I've got like 8,000 records behind me. So one of the things that I can do is I can alter my moods. You understand? So I have the ability to do that. So if I'm in a soft, gushy mood, I can throw on some Delphonics, or if I'm in a raunchy mood, I can throw on Biggie, or I can, I can do that. I can throw on some jazz, so I can alter my own moods. That's why I told you, once an addict, always an addict. I'm still addicted. See, I can alter my moods, but I do it with music. You understand?
There you
And
go.
that's
I
the
like
healthy
that.
way to go. That's the healthy way for me.
to go.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Beautiful
So
alternative.
just like Sophia, do you get into the new music? How do you get to hear the new music? Like, how does
her.
she hear it? What does she do?
She'll hear a song, and so she has that little app that you can put it up to the TV or whatever, and yes, she does that. So she finds new music like that all the time, and then she'll listen to the music from that person, from that artist, and that'll take her to other artists. And fortunately, she's got a playlist on my Amazon, so I can listen to her music.
I like to hear her music. Yo, can you beat Shazam? Cliff, can you beat Shazam? Have you seen that? You never heard of that TV show?
No.
Jamie Foxx is the host. His daughter.
Oh, I know what show. And then you have to. Yeah. I've seen that. I don't know if my wits are not that quick nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Where you pull up the lyric. You know, I'm not that quick. I'm a little older now. You understand? I don't know about that. You know, I'm a little.
Oh,
slow.
I want to play now.
Now, if you say to me, Cliff, go pull out such and such, I'll run right to it. I can pull the record out. Right power. You know what I mean? Fight the power. Pull that right out.
You can pull it out, but you don't think you can beat it.
That was my soundtrack, y'all. Sorry.
That was you, Eddie. Fight the power.
I got childhood trauma that kind of freezes. I freeze up sometimes. You know what I mean? I freeze up. I kind of like. You know, that's why I admire Cinda, because she's got that. She can just go with the flow. See, I got that stage fright thing going on sometimes, which will make my brain lock up. Yeah.
Cinda, can you beat Shazam? You think you can beat Shazam?
Nope.
No, me either.
But
you have eclectic sound, like you mentioned artists I've never heard of.
But I couldn't tell you who everybody was. I couldn't tell you. I might recognize a song. I might be able to sing along. I might be able to, hum the melody or know some of the words, but I wouldn't know who did it.
I emphatically will bust Shazam's butt.
Really?
I believe that, Eddie.
I'm just that good.
Ooh.
I believe that. Beat Shazam kind of sounds like the old TV show. Name That Tune.
Oh yeah.
It is a play on Name That Tune.
Old 70s show.
They put Name That Tune back too. You can watch that too. But Shazam was Jamie Foxx. I watched it because I thought I knew music, but I realized until I don't know music that way.
Yeah, I've seen that show a couple of times. And Jamie, he'll throw you a loop. You understand? He'll you might think you and James Brown, but all of a sudden you look up and he's playing Toto or something. You know what I mean? And like, how many brothers and sisters know about Toto? You understand?
Jamie Foxx.
Jamie
Foxx. Jamie Foxx is a historian, man. He knows
he's a music guy.
He's a big, and writes the most beautiful music. And oh my gosh, I was so glad when he finally was singing in such a way so we could hear his voice, because his voice is
right.
Like when he said Toto, you know what song came to my mind with?
Kid knows what time.
Like I said, respect my gangster.
I got it, man. Toto.
So who sings I'm Walking on Sunshine? Sing it. Who?
I'm walking on sunshine.
Eddie Grant. See, you singing the song, but see, Cliff got the person. I didn't know who sang. I just said Walking on Sunshine. Eddie Grant. I would have never known that.
Yeah, I don't know names either. I don't know names, but I do know melody. I can sing it back to you, but I don't know all of that, and I don't really care to. It's too much.
Yeah, that's the power of. That's what I'm talking about. The healing power of music. Because like I'm sure there's 5 people here, and you ask us what we did last week. Probably we can't even really recall, right? But you can recall that record and that music, and that's that memory. You know what I'm saying? It just comes right up.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, like Shirley, it's for me. Surely, gospel, new gospel, modern gospel is what is my everyday. I just for me, I feel like I have to uplift. I have to sometimes, every morning I make a decision that I'm going to have an intention for something, productivity, whatever. And for me, music that lifts me up gets me in the mood to be a producer.
Who can name this tune?
We can't hear it.
You can't hear it?
There it is. Nah, we're not gonna hear that.
Older.
Yeah.
It sounds like
I can't hear it.
Okay, you can't
hear
hear. I can't. Yeah, it's tough to hit out.
Mm-hmm.
I can't hear it.
Get the words. Let's see. Just give the words. And see if I think Cliff gonna get it. Why? So what's the
I
word?
don't know. I gotta
get the words.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Who's like the melody?
We'll come back to that.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the PPC Shazam radio show.
I don't know what Sophia said. Beyonce's backup dancer. I don't know what that means.
I would have loved to have been Beyonce's backup dancer. You better believe it. I am a Beyonce fan. I would get hyped. Let me tell you, I am a Beyonce fan, and not the new Beyonce, but the old Beyonce. Like, I was like, oh damn. When I met her, I was just like in awe, like, hi. She looked golden. It's like she was like
she said golden.
Glowing. I don't know what it was.
She's got a bright light. James's soundtrack is "That's the Way of the World" by Earth, Wind and Fire. Robert, his soundtrack is "Illusion" by Imagination. Is his soundtrack. I don't even know who that is.
Oh yeah, yep.
You know that?
Yeah, yep.
He's got it.
Yeah, I got it. It's over here. It's over here in the collection. I know where it's going to go.
By Imagination.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
They're from London back in the day.
Oh.
You had to hang out at the discos to know about them. Illusion.
Oh, I do hear that.
Illusion. There it is. See? There it is.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. Illusion.
My daddy used to play that all the time.
All right, Robert. Robert.
Never heard it. I'm sorry.
That's a fun soundtrack, Robert. I like
Who's
that.
your? But wait a minute, Seabreeze. Who's your favorite DJ? God dog it. You lucky we on the afternoon.
Tell you, you already know.
We lucky we on the afternoon. Almost. I sure did. Yup. Mm-hmm. Anyway.
Thank you for being the DJ Disco Shazam today. Like, can you be disco? Can you?
That was different. Maybe we'll do a segment once in a while and do a Shazam and let people join us. All right. Well, I think we are to the point now where everybody lets the audience know where they can be found and what they're doing. And before we have our music mix from DJ Joe Storms. So, Cliff, let's start with you, Cliff. Tell everybody how to find your stuff so we can support you.
All right. Well, people can reach out to me on Facebook, Clifford Robert Booker Jr. And I have a Facebook group called Rare Gems and Cuts. Or you can reach me at raregemsandcuts@gmail.com. Hit me up on Facebook. I mean, I'm not like this social thing. I'm on Instagram too, Cliff B Pics, hashtag Cliff B Pics or hashtag Rare Gems and Cuts on Instagram. So I'm kind of falling into that. But yeah, Facebook is the best way to kind of reach out for me.
Mm-hmm. And Cliff is going to join us again. I think it's April 5th on our segment on hair. He's going to, and I think it's very cool that we never talked about hair today. So I know that's a nice departure for you, Cliff.
Yeah, that's all right. We good. I don't mind talking about it just so long as I don't have to pull the scissors out. I'm good with that because I've hung those gloves up. So as long as I don't have to cut
so if
hair,
I saw you, you wouldn't help me out.
No, I wouldn't help you out. I give you a big hug and I'll send you to somebody that can help you up.
He said, I'll refer you. I'll refer you.
Yeah, I know people that can hook you up. Yeah.
That's right. Right. Okay, yeah. Malik, what's going on? Tell us about your show, your radio show, your book, everything.
Yes. My radio show can be found at BU Radio Network on Facebook, Instagram. And again, all you got to do is just type that in, BU Radio. And it'll come right up and just see a guy with a mask on the DJ booth. And my show is called Malik's Truth. Thanking Shelly Shell for helping me come up with that name. But it is really clicking. The show has content, again, that is against the grain, that people aren't talking about, from religious issues to sexuality, all having to deal with relationships, even politics. My book is doing well. It's called The Design Dating Purpose. That can be found at Amazon.com, along with your book, Cinda, the PPC, Pink Panty Confession. And again, the book is doing fantastic. I can be found on Instagram at Unimax Consultants Biz. That's UNIMAX Consultants BIZ.
All right. Thank you. Shelly, what's up? Anything you got coming up?
Yeah, and I was gonna say Malik, you can check Malik out on Friday at 7 o'clock. He'll be right here.
Oh yeah, that's right.
For Single Sense. It's more of a religious single show.
I'm gonna have to watch my tongue.
He has to watch. I had to put the disclaimer with him. I said, listen, you gonna
I have to thank you, Jack. I have to turn on my thank you, Jesus.
You do. You gotta put your thank you, Jesus on with this one.
I got to put my thank you, Jesus on with this one.
It can't be no F-bombs, no whatever bombs. That can't come out. But that is on Friday at 7 o'clock. And of course, Single on a Saturday Night is on Saturday.
Oh yes,
at 2 o'clock.
I am busy. Y'all got me busy, Shelly Shell.
Yes. So that's at 2 o'clock. We're going to talk to married couples. It's everything singles need to know about being married. I've never been married. So we're going to find that out. And on Monday, I'm teaching my class again. My workshop is on Monday at 7:30 p.m. You can go to Eventbrite, 5 Repurpose Strategy. And it was backed by popular demand. They demanded it. Like, thank you, God. Thank you, God. I was so nervous. And they asked me, they said, I have a group of people that want to take your course. So thank you, God, for that. So
that's what I'm talking about.
5 ways to repurpose your IG Live, your TV show, your radio show. Repurposing is the way to go. I can't tell you. I'm repurposing right now. So while we're here, I'm repurposing on this phone, and I'm recording on Instagram right now. So
Word up.
And you go to Instagram at Shelly Shell Williams, and that's where you'll find me.
Right.
Oh yeah, and I forgot to say, my radio show is on every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
All right. So I'm going to say right quick, first of all, thank Sophia's soundtrack is Harlem Blues. Isn't she sweet? That's
what I was trying to play. I was trying to play that.
Oh, of course.
Sing a couple bars, Cinda.
Oh no! You know what? I think that's what she was commenting on. She heard it. She wasn't being so nice, but she heard that, so she got an ear. This tomorrow, come back for the Melanated Morning Show. We are gonna
the Melanated Morning Show with DJ Kid Disco and co-host Cinda Williams.
Come on, Cinda.
Tomorrow we are going to have Larry Legend, DJ Larry Legend, Shane Stokes, and Sakeem Beats on the show with us tomorrow, and I can't wait for that. And then on Friday, I'm dropping a podcast with Omar McClinton, who is doing amazing things in the world of film with his film festival, and also his new channel that he's got coming up. It's going to be a way we're all going to be on his Roku channel. So we'll talk about that more. So I have him on the podcast, and I guess that's it for me till next week, besides going to help my sister pack. Kid, you got something you want to say before we jump into the music?
Well, just a quick church announcement. Y'all know I will be getting the headlights worked on in the factory.
Okay, church announcements. Okay.
So basically, there will be no Melanated Morning Show next week. Wednesday.
Are you going to do archives?
Yeah, we'll just be playing archives and music.
Is Mother Russie going to be serving chicken dinners afterwards?
Nah. And we'll be back. The hair show again with Clifford and Shelly and you and DJ Simpson. She's a licensed cosmetologist as well, among her other many talents. We'll be there Monday night, April the 5th And then next week we got a bunch of folks coming back next week. And we got Keith from Up the Block is coming back. We had so much fun with him this morning. And DJ Cool's coming back. And DJ Sparkles is coming back for Tuesday Night Spotlight.
You say DJ Cool?
Yeah, let me clear my
homeboy
throat.
from DC. Yeah, my man.
Yes, that's
we hung out with
DC.
He hung out with us last night. Had a ball. So
yeah, my man DC.
Yeah, I heard it was a great show.
Yeah, so he's coming back.
DJ, I just have to tell you too, man. I've respected you since the first time I met you, but you get even more respect today since you pulled out the Toto. Okay, you pulled out Toto. Okay, you pulled out Toto. Okay, so you get major respect. All right.
Real quick, I would like to thank Miss Carol for all of my musical knowledge. May she sleep well. Mama. May she sleep well.
And we will be back with PPC Radio Show next Wednesday. We are going to do the show. That is not that's still happening in spite of the peepers.
Yes. Shelly will.
Shelly's going to run things that day. We might do it with no commercials though, but
I didn't get that down yet.
Yeah, we'll be back Wednesday. Okay, so this is the time.
Well, I just got to give y'all kudos, Shelly, Cinda, and Eddie. Kudos, man. This is a tremendous platform. Y'all doing big things.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And Cliff, it was a pleasure meeting you, sir.
You too, sir.
Thank you for everyone that joined us on Facebook and beyond. Thank you so much for your comments. And come back. Let's do the music.
All right.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only
DJ Joe Storm.
He's a sweet soul brother.
Maxine was 5'9", had a man she didn't mind. Woke up to me nice and slow. What she wanted I did not know. Gave me her pager number and said call her anytime. And she whispered in my ear. She said, my body wants you so. Oh yeah. Oh, what I miss at home. Nobody has to know. Keep it on the down. She said, nobody wants you so. Yeah. Oh, what I miss at home. Nobody has to know. Keep it on the down low.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only
DJ Joe Storm.
Tell me, do you want to go with me tonight? It's in my mind, I see romantic places, candlelight, champagne all night. It's the way you move me. Ooh, baby. It's the way you move me. Ooh, baby. It's the way you do me. Oh. That keeps me home. It's the way you move me. Ooh, baby. It's the way you move me. Ooh, baby. It's the way you do me. Oh, do me. Do me. It turns me on. Oh, yeah. Everything you say, baby. Another day. Sugar, so my mind. Every day my heart. Don't this hit make my people wanna? You're my angel, sometimes in disguise, and that's what really drives me wild.
wanna? Don't this hit make my people 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 wanna?
Act the fool, you better watch out. Hack be bringing the cops out. Come on, street soldiers is ringing the cops out.
Short circuit and blacking the blocks out. Now open up the garage and pull the drops out. Rocking the fur coat, bringing the blue fox out.
Diamonds light up the block, bringing the blue rocks out. While until all of my crew knocks out. Come on,
get your ass up on the floor.
Throw your hands if you want some more.
Baby, wiggle your out and peep the way we be blowing the spots out.
Come on, look how we got them ready to act out. Girl, I'm ready to get the twist in your back
Let's
out.
Go.
Come on,
drink yak.
And it look like.
Come on.
That's a Kavasi, yeah. You gon' tell that brother? That's a Kavasi, yeah. Everybody singing now. That's a Kavasi, yeah. Everybody singing now. That's a Kavasi, yeah.
Let me see you go back. Let me see you come back. Now let me see you go back.
And now for my next number, I'd like to return to the classics.
Let me see you come back. Let me see you go back. Let me see you come back. Yeah.
It's Friday and I'm ready to sing. Pick up my girls and hit the party scene tonight. Oh, it's alright. So get up and let this funky mellow groove get you in the mood. 'Cause you know it's alright. Yeah. Keep on grooving. Don't stop moving. Let me see you go. Back, go back. Let's see you go. All right. Wanna see you go. Come on. Let's see you go. See you go back and forth. Whenever I'm down, I call on you, my friend. A helping hand you have in my time of need. So I'm calling you now, just to make it through. What else can I do? Don't you hear my plea? Friends may come and friends may go, but you should know that I've got your back. It's automatic, so never hesitate to call. 'Cause I'm your sister and always for you. And don't know what I'd ever do without you from the beginning. I've always been here right now. So I'll call you my best friend through the good times and the bad. Whether I lose or if I win, I know one thing that never changes, and that's you and my best friend.
You wanna dance? I'ma make you dance. You wanna move? I'ma make you move. True Hill, come on.
I've got this feeling I can't turn it loose. That somebody else getting next to you. Can't walk around like I was your fool. 'Cause being who I am, I can't lose my cool. My friend keep telling me about things going on, but deep in my heart, babe, I hope that I'm wrong. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Somebody sleeping in my bed, my bed. Singing my place. Whoa.
Makes me keep running to you. Keep on. Things you do makes me keep running to you. Baby. These feelings that I have, I can't explain and I can't pretend. see that it's you. The way you make me feel makes me happy. So why can we just make it last? Makes me keep running to you. Running to you. Makes me keep running to you. Let me be the one. Come on, baby. I wanna be the one. Whatever you need it, whatever you need it. Lady love, come on, listen to me. I know you wanna turn away. All that we've been through, I'll never give up loving you. So won't you give me one more chance for romance? I'll show more love than you've ever known. Straighten it out and make love the way it should be. Oh yeah. One thing sure about the love we have will grow. If at first you don't succeed, you got to love again. Just let me be. Let me be the one. The one you come run. The one you come running to. Whenever you go. Let me be the one. The one you come run. The one you come running to.
Now why you wanna go and do that, love, huh? Now why you wanna go and do that, and do that? Now why you wanna go and do that, love, huh? Now why you wanna go and do that, and do that, huh? Now why you wanna go and do that, love, huh? Now why you wanna go and do that, and do that, and do that?
Oh yeah, I like this one.
What?
Like Jimmy said. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? You don't know what you've got till it's gone. Have a feeling, now feeling that you are the one I was meant to be with. Oh, how I'm wishing, thinking, dreaming about you and the love that I ever let you in your way.
And now for my next number, I'd like to return to the classics.
Girl, it's alright, baby.
Are you still there for me now?
I'm just there in your eyes, yeah. I can see that you want me.
Are you still there for me now?
By the way that you smile.
Yeah, are you still there for me?
Left one